here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll, hey. And it's time to run it up, yeah, you know, yeah. Mask down, put the pedal to the floor, yeah. On a roll, here we go, here we go.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. And if you guys remember to the last video I uploaded, we went over a new indicator called Lux Algo that I've been using and absolutely loving. So in today's video, I want to show you guys a trading strategy using specific overlays on this indicator that can help you guys scalp the lower time frames for some big profits. But before we get into it, make sure you hit that subscribe button, smash the like, and click that notification bell so you don't miss any of these great strategy videos or urgent market updates that we upload to the channel. So like I said, with this trading strategy, we're going to be using Lux Algo. Now, you will need the premium version of Lux Algo. If you guys want to sign up for Lux Algo, we have managed to work out a pretty good deal with Sean from Lux Algo to get the CandleMafia a 20% discount if you guys wanted to try the indicator. And they also have a 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you wanted to sign up, give it a try, and you didn't like it, you could get fully refunded. And if you guys want to try it out, click the link in the description below or head over to frankiecandles.com and check out our deals page. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the computer. I'm going to show you guys exactly what settings and indicators you need to turn on within Lux Algo and what the rules are to enter and exit trades using this strategy. Let's get into it. So like I mentioned, this strategy is going to be best used on the smaller time frames. I've been running it through its paces and it tends to work really well on the 5-minute. You could use this on other time frames, but just for the sake of this video, I'm going to stick to the 5-minute. So I'm actually going to head over to the Zcash chart and we're going to test this out on a random altcoin. Now, like I said, you're going to need 3 different indicators within Lux Algo to get this strategy going. Number 1, you're going to need Lux Algo Premium. You're going to need Lux Algo Premium Oscillators, and we're also going to be using the Lux Algo Support and Resistance Indicator. So you're going to want to come up to your indicators button right here, and you're going to want to go ahead and click on your Lux Algo Premium, and you'll see that brings up your indicator on your candlestick chart. Then you're going to want to click on your Lux Algo Premium Oscillators, and last but not least, your Lux Algo Support and Resistance and Patterns Premium, and go ahead and click that. And now we're just going to go ahead and tweak some of the settings. So what you're going to want to do first is you're going to want to come over to your Lux Algo Premium, and I like to turn this on to confirmation minimal. That way it just takes away the buy and sell indicators. It just makes it a little bit cleaner. It replaces the buy and sell indicators with little triangles. It just makes your chart look a little bit cleaner. Then what you're going to want to do is come on over to your Lux Algo Support and Resistance indicator, and you're going to want to turn everything off except for up at your first drop down menu. You're going to want to select breakout zones. Now, once you turn on your breakout zones, you will see that you get these red and green areas of support and resistance, and those are going to be one of the key things that we'll be using on this strategy. And last but not least, this will come up by default, I believe, but you're going to want to use your Lux Algo Oscillators Premium. And if you are set on a different setting, you're going to want to open up click on your little settings wheel here and make sure you're selected on the Ultimate Stochastic, but it should show up for you default. Obviously, I have covered this a few times, but you just want to make sure that you are matching your optimal sensitivity here. Now, this might not be the most important thing in the world for this specific strategy, just because we're not going to be using the buy and sell signals as entries and exits, but more of just confirmations. But you would want to match your optimal sensitivity right here with your signal sensitivity in your settings. So we got 16, 16. You're going to want to go ahead and click OK. And now for the rules of the strategy, essentially what you're going to want to do for this strategy is I'm going to go ahead and use our bar replay mode so we can kind of run through some of these trades and I can show you guys examples of longs and shorts using this strategy. So the basic rules of this strategy are you only want to enter a long when your ultimate stochastic is green, and you only want to enter a short when your ultimate stochastic is red. Now, on top of that, you're going to want to wait For example, if you're looking for a short, you can see that our ultimate stochastic right here is turning red. Now you're also gonna wanna wait for your candlestick to get a clear breakout of your breakout zone, right? So for this instance, we have our ultimate stochastic turning red with our price approaching the breakout zone here in green. Now, what we would be waiting for, we have our check mark number 1, which is the ultimate stochastic is red. Now we are waiting for a clear breakdown of this breakout zone right here. So I'm going to go ahead and move the candlesticks forward and see if we can get a breakout of this zone. And now we are starting to get a breakdown of this level. And if you guys stick around to the end of the video, I'm going to show you a couple of different ways that you can add a few more confirmations to add a little bit more confidence when entering these trades. Now, this would be a good place to go ahead and enter your short position. And let's go ahead and just put a horizontal line saying we're going to enter there, and let's see what price does. So you can see, obviously, we did sustain a breakdown here. Now, I do find that on these smaller time frames, aiming for at least a 1% move has worked out pretty well. Now, if you are trading the smaller time frame, the moves are obviously going to be smaller, so you might want to use a little bit more leverage than if you were entering something like a swing trade. You might do a little lower leverage, but with this, you want to maximize those moves. So I tend to use a little bit of higher leverage with this strategy. You can see here, if we just entered in where we said we would, as we saw the breakout happening right here, as we broke down below this level, you can see we came down. This is already about a 1.5 or a 2% move here. So that was a really, really good short opportunity there to kind of just jump in, grab your bag, and jump out. Now I'm going to go forward in time and go ahead and see if we can find another example of a good short opportunity. So as you can see right here, we are getting a breakout. You can see that your breakout zone is starting to turn red, right? Indicating that it's flipping into resistance. And we are getting a candle clearly breaking out below this breakout zone. So I'm going to go ahead and add another short position right here. And let's see what kind of move, if any, that we can get out of here. Now, a little extra confirmation that you're getting out of this one is we do have a strong sell signal popping up right here. This big red triangle is indicating that we could potentially get a move down as well. So there is a little bit of confirmation. So number 1, you have your ultimate stochastic turning red. You have your strong sell signal, which is not an absolute requirement, but does add a little bit of confirmation. And we have our breakdown of the breakout zone with the breakout zone turning red, indicating it is turning into resistance. So I'm going to go ahead and move time ahead here and see if we can get a move down. And as you can see, we did get a pretty decent move down here. Seems to be that you can get at least 1% out of these moves. So I would recommend maybe going for 1% at first, right? And then once you get to that 1%, maybe take some profits off the table and move your stop loss to your entry point or into profit, and then kind of trail your stop loss down for in case you do get a bigger move. So you do get your 1% here, and then you do wind up coming down here for a 2.2% move, and you did get a red X here, indicating that it might be time to take some profit. That is another thing that I love about Lux Algo are these take profit signals. And let's see if it keeps going down or if you reverse. So you can see that you did come a little bit lower, but essentially would have been good taking a lot of your profit off the table at this point. But you would have come down for about, a 2% move. If you rode it all the way to the bottom, you would have gotten closer to a 3% move. But again, nonetheless, winning trade there. Now I'm going to go ahead and move time forward to see if we can find a long position here. I know we've gone over 2 short examples. Let's try to find a long example. So you can see we are coming up to our next breakout zone here as our ultimate stochastic indicator is turning green. So this is where I'm starting to look for a long position. If we can get a breakout of this breakout zone right here, let's go ahead. Boom, there you go. You got your breakout right here. So I'm going to enter a long position on the current price right now. And let's see if we can get a move out of this one. And boom, let's see. It does look like we could have potentially gotten our 1% there. This one might have been close. There you go. You do get your 1% before coming down. Like I said, you are typically going to land about 1% off of these trades. If it's going to be a winning trade, you're going to at least get about 1%. How much profit you go for is going to be dependent on your particular risk tolerance. But like I said, in my experience, after testing this strategy a bunch of times, I do notice that if the trade is going to be a winner, typically you will get at least a 1% move. So there you go. A little bit more of a conservative trade there, but I recommend taking your first profit at 1%, in which case you would have had a winning trade here. Now let's go ahead, and I want to try to find one more example, and then I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how you can use other indicators or other forms of TA to add a little bit of confirmation to these trades. So as you can see here, we did have our ultimate stochastic turning red. But now we are starting to get it turning green. You can see it stopped halfway down to the bottom here, started turning green, and we are getting this wick coming up and testing this breakout zone. So I am keeping an eye on this to see if we can get a breakout. And let's move forward in time just a little bit here. Now we are getting a breakout. You can see that it did not close above the breakout zone, so I would rather wait to see a better breakout. And boom, here you go. We finally get a breakout through this zone. So I'm going to go ahead and add an entry here. And let's see if we can get any juice out of this one. And as you can see, this one actually has turned out to be quite a good trade here. If you measure from our entry to where price totally peaked out at, it was about a 5% move. So that's actually pretty powerful, especially if you're using leverage. You could turn some pretty nice gains following this strategy, as you guys can see. Again, 1% profit is very likely in my experience testing this strategy. Now, I have tested this strategy close to 100 times, and I found that it does have a pretty high win rate. Obviously, none of these strategies, no trading strategy at all is going to give you a 100% win rate. So there are going to be losers. So I'm going to go ahead and take a look at the charts and see if I can find a loser for you guys, just to kind of show you that it doesn't always work 100% of the time. But this is a very simple strategy that you can follow using Lux Algo that doesn't incorporate a million different factors. It's pretty simple as far as the rules go. You want to wait for your ultimate stochastic to turn red or green, depending if you're looking for a short or a long. Then you want to wait for the breakout or the breakdown of your breakout zones to enter a trade. So that clear breakthrough of the breakout zone is what you're looking for to enter, right? And as long as your ultimate stochastic is agreeing with you, you should be pretty good to enter the trade. Obviously, you can use other things such as your candlestick coloring. Like you can see here, you could be a little bit more confident in this move coming to the upside because you do have green candles, so that's a little extra confirmation. But real quick, let me just go through and show you guys how you can add a little bit of confirmation to these trades using other indicators and other forms of TA. Now, as you guys can see, I've added Market Cipher B to our chart here, but I've actually taken a lot of the indicators off of Market Cipher B, and I've left us just with the money flow. Now, money flow is one of the strongest indicators or signals that I look at on Market Cipher, but this is a good way to kind of add a little bit of confirmation to your trades. Now, you can see, obviously, we did get a pretty big move out of this breakout from this breakout zone right here, but a way that you could have been a little more confident to enter this trade is you can see we did get a money flow crossover into the green right here as our candlesticks were red, and then as we crossed over into the green, you can see the candlesticks turned purple and then green. We also got a strong buy signal. So there is a bunch of different confirmations you have to enter a pretty strong trade. Now, obviously, if you're following the strategy that we were just going over, you wouldn't want to enter unless you broke through that breakout zone. Now, I wouldn't consider that a breakout of the breakout zone because it doesn't look like the breakout zone was quite there yet. So I would have waited on this. Looking for a long though, right? Money flow crossover into the green. That's your first confirmation. Strong buy signal. That's your other strong confirmation. Your candlesticks are now turning green. Another confirmation that you should be looking for a long. And then you can see here, we technically broke above the breakout zone, but I don't think the breakout zone popped up until later. So we would have waited on this one, banged our head against this resistance for a while, and as soon as we got this breakout, that's where we would have entered. That's your fourth confirmation to get into the trade, and you would have wrote it up for about 5.5% profit. And if you're using leverage on this, it's gonna be a pretty good move. You know, if you're using something like 10x leverage, depending on how much money you're using, you could turn this into some pretty juicy gains. I just want to go ahead and find one more example. I want to try to find an example that's going to be a loser, just so I could show you guys that this doesn't work 100% of the time. So I'm going to go ahead and play through a little bit of price action here. I'm going to pull up the ultimate stochastic so we could kind of talk through what I'm looking for. Now, you can see we did just get a strong sell signal on Lux Algo right here with this big red triangle. And the conflicting message here is that the ultimate stochastic already looks like it bottomed out here. So you might want to sit this one out, but let's go ahead and see what happens, because you do have some things on this side of the bears here. You have your ultimate stochastic in red, your money flow is coming out on market cipher B, and you're getting the strong sell signal. So let's go ahead and see what happens. And you can see we never really got that move down. That is one of the reasons why I would have sat this trade out, was just because your ultimate stochastic was already super bottomed out here. So I would have sat that one out, but you did have some decent confirmations with your money flow coming out and the ultimate stochastic in red. But again, I would have sat that out just because of how bottomed out that ultimate stochastic was. But now you can see here that we do have our ultimate stochastic turning green. We did get a small buy signal. Our candlestick turned green, and we are breaking out of the breakout zone. So I hope this is a loser. I wanted to show you guys a losing example, but I'm just going to go ahead and throw it in here and see if we're going to lose. And boom, there you go. Obviously, this one did not go our way. You did have a lot of things going your way on this one. You did have the ultimate stochastic turning green, which is check mark number 1. You did have a small buy signal, check mark number 2, and you got the breakout of the breakout zone, which is number 3. So that would have been 3 marks where you would have entered that trade. The only thing you didn't really have on your side is if you look at your money flow is not really the most deterministic in either direction. That probably would have been a loser. We were looking to come to the upside, and we actually came down a bit. So I would consider that a loser. So as you can see, these strategies don't work 100% of the time. No strategy does. And obviously, you want to go ahead and backtest this strategy a lot, right? You want to go ahead and backtest this strategy yourself. You don't just want to take this video and run with it 100%. You want to backtest this yourself, right? It does have a pretty high win rate. I don't have an exact number on that, but I think what I will do is maybe backtest this strategy 100 times and track each trade and get an actual percentage, so I can let you know, if the win rate is 56%, 80%, 75%, 65%, whatever it is, we can actually put a number on it. But as you guys can see, we did get a number of winning trades here. And these are quick in and out moves, right? You're jumping in, grabbing your bag, and you're jumping out. As you can see, for this trade, let's see how long we would have actually been in this trade for. You only would have been in this trade for about 6 hours, right? So these are little day trades here and there. You're jumping in, you're grabbing your bag, and you're jumping out. I know a lot of people have been asking for some scalping strategies. Frankie, we want to scalp the low time frames. What kind of strategies should we use? I think this is a really, really easy strategy to get started, especially using Lux Algo. You kind of have a bunch of different confirmations between your candle colors, your buy and sell signals, your ultimate stochastic, and the breakout of your breakout zones. And then if you want to throw an extra layer of confirmation on top, something like market cipher B, or maybe just some of your traditional technical analysis, or maybe you want to add some of your support and resistance levels in there. But by all means, you can totally execute this strategy on the lower time frames with just Lux Algo, and it does again have a pretty high success rate. And just to recap, guys, you're using the ultimate stochastic on Lux Algo. You're using Lux Algo Premium and Lux Algo Support and Resistance. And then you're waiting for your ultimate stochastic to turn green for a long and turn red for a short. And then you're waiting for a clear breakout of one of the breakout zones, whether you're breaking up or breaking down. Obviously, you can use your candle colors and your buy and sell confirmation signals to add confidence to get in and out of the trades. And if you wanted to add another layer of safety or confirmation to it, you could add something like market cipher B, look at the money flow to try and get an idea if you're in an uptrend or a strong downtrend, just to add a little bit more confidence. With all that being said, I hope you guys learned something. Now go hit the charts. test out this strategy for yourself. And if you don't have Lux Algo yet, don't forget to go to frankiecandles.com and check out our deals page and save 20% off one of the most powerful indicators I've ever used, and go ahead and give this strategy a try. So I think that's all I got for this video, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Frankie Candles out.